What's up, guys? So today I'm going to make a presentation about some organic freaky synchronicity that happened to me today. Now, I don't know what provoked me to look up the numerology behind this stuff, but I was reminiscing in the car, smoking a joint, and I came across a little card from my uncle who had passed away in 2017 from pancreatic cancer. It's sad, very painful stuff, but so anyways, okay, so April 18th is when my uncle passed away. I thought it was the 17th, to be honest, but I'm looking at this card right here. It says April 18th, 2017. And it doesn't really matter if you change, because it is a leap year this year. But what's interesting is no matter what you put into the calculator, it's always going to be the day that leaves 257 days in the year. And he did die of pancreatic cancer, which is strange because, the day leaving 257 days in the year, you get this value in gematria, which is the practice of coding letters into numbers, words, and phrases. Or I said it backwards, but you take what you see on the screen. So, if you have, the word God, it would be G the 20th letter, O the 12th, D the 23rd. You add them all together, So what you're looking at here is pancreatic cancer when you run the alphabet backwards. And it just so happens to be 257, which is that's kind of weird, man, for me. Like, I'm not making this shit up, it kind of fucked with me a little bit because, we're trying to figure out what's going on here. And, so I just kind of noticed that. That's what kind of inspired me to create this video. Because, we're often asking ourselves how much of this stuff is organic and how much of it is, coincidental. And, I don't really believe in coincidences. I really don't. And, it's kind of hard for a lot of people who run into this stuff to process it because it scares the fucking living shit out of them. This shit right here kind of shook me a little because it's like, well, what is really going on? I know for a fact nobody killed my uncle. You know what I mean? Like, no murder by numbers type of shit. So, nobody in my family is into all this shit. And so, But what's interesting is the 257. And what's also interesting is measuring from his birthday to his date of death, because his birthday is June 15th. This is really strange. But it's worth documenting. So if you look up here, right, if you take away the year and the month, you get 59 days when you include the end date. You get 58 days, and when you include the end date, you get 59 days. Now look at this. Look at this. April 18th, 2017 has the 59 date numerology. It also has 39 date numerology. Another French crest. Whee! So look, it has the 58 date numerology, and also his birthday of that year had 58 date numerology, which is kind of interesting. But also, I look at this stuff and I'm like, 59 days, and then it's like 58 days, 59 days, and then you hit today, and today's date numerology is 59, 39. And what's kind of interesting about that is, his name, Ronnie, right there, sums to 39. And it's just like really, really odd to see stuff like this, Pancreas cancer is 58. It's like, okay, he dies from pancreas cancer, measuring from, it's 58 days or 59 days, So, it's just kind of crazy to see this type of stuff come together. And I never would have thought, man, I don't know, dude. Like, that shit just fucked my head up. I ain't gonna lie. But I am willing to accept maybe that is how God works. Maybe he does work through letters and numbers. I have my own organic synchronicities, like my name equals 225. My father's born on May 20th, which leaves 225 days left in the year. When you spell out my birthday, June 28th, 1988, with just words, it's 522. You know, like, I have my own shit that goes on, too. My first name's Steve, it's 28. Born on 6/28, which is, 6 and 28, the first two perfect numbers. So, it's just strange stuff. My last name equals 28. Even the fucking letters and numbers on my car, when you add them all up on my license plate, sum to 33 and 28. It's like, okay. So, I couldn't really tell you what it's all about. I could tell you that some of it is definitely, a lot of it's organic for me. I don't know about the license plate thing. They could be, applying that knowledge at the DMV, running your name into a gematria calculator and being like, oh, we'll just give him this plate because his name equals this. And if you add the letters and numbers up on the plate, it equals the same thing as his name. I don't know if that's how they're playing the game. I'm pretty sure there's somebody out there doing that. You know what I'm saying? But this shit right here just blew my mind, that he dies of pancreatic cancer. I mean, when you spell it like this, pancreas cancer, now you'll get a different value if you put pancreatic cancer. But it's just fucking interesting that my uncle passes away on 4/18, which leaves 257 days in the year. That is fucking crazy, man. See, I'm waking a lot of people up on Facial Book. So, I mean, it's interesting stuff. We got to start conversations about this stuff, even if it's not just tackling, the unorganic side. We got to introduce the organic side. I think that's why a lot of people aren't too into gematria, because you don't show them the organic side. Like, I showed people the organic side of this code at work. It blows their mind. And that actually sets them up to look at other channels such as Shakozy and Gematria Effect. And because when I just show these videos, people don't want to hear it. They think I'm some cuckoo conspiracy theorist. And, that's the furthest thing from the truth. I think we're all here trying to figure out what the fuck is really going on. And nobody wants to talk about it. Or they do want to talk about it, but the problem is the channels are censored. Or, whatever. But, and, the thing is like, I could talk about this stuff for days, this organic matrix that we're living in. And, man, let me tell you, though, this number 257 blew my mind. And it's also the 55th prime number. I don't know if that's has any relevance. So, we'll see. This is weird, man. Huh. 139 is the 34th prime number. Ron is 34. That's weird, man. But yeah, sometimes I like to look at the measured days from, like a birthday to a death. It's usually really important, especially with this stuff. I mean, if you're trying to decode sports and stuff, it's probably important too. Like, I've seen UFC fights where I've measured from the two fighters' birthdays to the date of the match, and it's like something, something's always syncing up, and you can make sense of it in any which way. That's what's crazy about gematria, is like, these people use this knowledge, and it's like, you ever played that game, The Walking Dead, where you gotta make a choice? You can, like, hit left on the D-pad or right, and you gotta make a choice, and it's like, it'll affect how the game plays afterwards for, like, many stages down the line. That's kind of like what this is. Like, they set it up, and, that's how they can swing the games, because there's a lot of things that can make sense, you know what I mean? So, that's just my observation on that. But, yeah, I wanted to share that with you guys. It's really strange that, he dies on April 18th, leaving 257 days left in the year from pancreatic cancer, which equals 257. And then it's just so weird that his name Ron equals 39, and, his date of death, obviously wasn't 2020, it's 2017. But this is what freaked me out in the beginning, was the 59 and the 39. And then I looked at today's date numerology, and I was like, well, it has 59, 39, almost like the same numbers. He died at 50 years old. You know what I mean? Like, and so, like, I got a little freaked out about it. I was like, wow, what the hell provoked me to look at my uncle? I was just sitting in my car smoking bud, and I seen the little, obituary card. And, I'm just here to tell people that, not everybody's being murdered by gematria. You know what I'm saying? So, at the end of the day, I mean, there is organic stuff happening. I mean, I don't think anyone really believes every single news story or obituary is fake. That's definitely cognitive dissonance. You'd have to be, a special kind of stupid to really believe that. I mean, anything, most stuff through the mainstream media, I'm willing to bet most stuff, like 99.9% of stuff. I mean, take a look around you. When you wake up in the morning and you exit your house, depending on what area of town you live in. Like, I live in a good area in Rhode Island. So when I wake up and I see my neighbors outside with no masks on, walking their dogs. I mean, there are people who wear the mask and stuff. I mean, I got to do it at where I work right now, so it's like, but my boss tells me the same thing. When you're in the back or whatever and there's nobody around, you don't have to wear it. You come within 6 feet of somebody, just throw it up. I mean, it sucks, but you know what? Like, it is what it is, man. Like, you got to work, you know what I mean? You got to pay your bills, right? I mean, I can't be where I'm at without it, unfortunately. Unless I'm, like, by myself doing whatever, the paperwork and stuff in the back, so... It is what it is. But, yeah, the organic matrix, it's definitely a conversation to start with people who are on the fence with this numerology and gematria, however you pronounce it. And, yeah, this is more of a serious video. I usually come on here and I goof and shit, but, I mean, it's like anything else, man, All I know is this shit blew my mind. I can't believe that I thought of looking this stuff up on the 59 and 39 date numerology, and, his name's 39, and measuring from his date of death to his birthday to his date of death is 50, not a span of 59 days. It's just like, or 58 days, and, 58 or 59, and pancreatic cancer is 58. It's just like, what the fuck, dude? Like, what are the odds that there's two numbers that pop up that have to do with pancreatic cancer? 58 and 257. And it just so happens that, like I said, I can measure again to show you guys. But it's like, what are the odds that, he passes away on 4/18/2017, and his birthday is, June, I'm trying to do the shit on my phone, 15th, 2017, oops, not 2027. But what are the odds of that? That's what I'm saying, like 58 days or a span of 59 with the 58 date numerology, 59 date numerology. Today has 59 date numerology and 39. But it's like, that's the thing right there, the 257 and the 39. And then the whole measuring 58 day thing. So that shit kind of blew my mind, man, because it's like, I don't know, man. It just, sometimes it feels like you can speak to spirits through this shit, because it's like, I don't think it's like a Ouija board, but I definitely think there's some type of energy, because after seeing all that stuff, I almost felt like, I mean, if you believe in this type of stuff, I'm not really one to believe in ghosts, but I don't know, man. I mean, I don't think energy can be created or destroyed either. So, I don't go trying to fuck with that shit, I don't try to, like, look for it, you know what I mean? There's people out there who, they provoke that type of shit. I mean, it's just like anything else. Like, if I see it and I experience it for myself, I'll share my story with somebody. And, you can only explain your story so much to people. So, the thing is maybe it made me a little more of a believer in ghosts today. I don't know. Because I don't know what the hell made me say, oh, let me look at my uncle's thing, Usually when you're looking at an obituary card, you're not thinking about doing numerology on somebody, you know what I mean? Or gematria. Especially a dead family member. This shit's fucked up, man. Yeah, I don't really watch this guy, but I sometimes entertain him. But yeah, fucking, that's it for me, guys. Yeah, it's weird stuff, 257, 257. And the funny thing is like, no one would ever believe me. Look, like, I could show this to my grandmother, and she'd, the lady's old, obviously, she's got her mind made up, but she believes in, God. Maybe if if I approached it in a way like, oh, I I mean, the Bible does say, God, speaks man into existence and the world into existence. It doesn't say it like how Kabbalah says it, but it's pretty much overall the same thing in every religious text. God creates the world, or he speaks it into existence, or he I don't know if it says merges numbers and letters, but it is strange. It is strange. Huh. Yeah, see, that's strange. Pancreatic cancer, 71. 71's the 20th prime number. His name, Ronald. Or Ron is 20. That's just strange, man. Very strange stuff, guys. Alright, I'll leave it there. And look at that, it's 5:08. What the fuck, dude? That's weird. Wow. I don't know if you guys can see that in the corner of my screen, but it's 5:08, dude.